Have you heard of the mud floods?
Mud floods? No.
So,
Like and subscribe if you want to see more gorgeous locks like these.
you're gonna like this one. So, it's supposedly it happened in the 1800s.
Okay.
So, like, fairly recent. Like, you think
Yeah.
of this, it would be like
200 to 300
yeah,
years ago?
yeah. And so the conspiracy is that it has covered up the civilization Tartarian. So let me rephrase that. It has
Okay.
covered up the civilization of Tartarian.
Where is Tartarian?
That's just the civilization in general, because where the mud floods supposedly happened like worldwide.
Okay.
And they have uncovered, like in the 70s, a lot of like the buildings, like in Europe and in the U.S.
Really?
But, yeah, if they've dug out, and there's like 30 feet. There's pictures, 30 feet of like structure underneath, like underground.
Whoa.
Yeah.
Like what? Like, are you talking like stone?
Like the
Or,
building, like for instance,
What kind of?
like
Yeah.
here, the U.S., the White House, for instance. So they have the White House, what you see today,
Yeah.
right? And then, or the Capitol building. I'm sorry, I think it was the Capitol building.
Okay.
And then dug out, there's like more Capitol building underneath, but it's not just like basement. But you think of like tradition. It looks
Yeah.
same architecture as above. It like windows and everything. Windows. Why would you have windows underground?
Why didn't I learn this in school?
I know, right? And then there's other pictures where it shows like old pictures. It's like this kind of castle building. I think it's in Europe. This castle building with this like pyramid type thing. And now, current picture, boom. The only thing that's there is like a higher up than the top of the pyramid. But it's the same angle, same view, same thing.
It makes me curious on what's underneath the pyramids in Egypt. Do they just go?
Yeah, it's probably like, what do they call those? I can't think of the right word. Like the towers, like Washington Monument,
Yeah.
an obelisk.
Okay.
Maybe they're a giant obelisk, you can just see the top.
They were
huge.
like they're bigger than the what is that? The big building in Dubai.
Oh yeah, I don't remember the building, but I know
Yeah.
Tom Cruise climbed it.
But he didn't climb all the way up the pyramid.
Yeah,
He had
that's
to
true.
do quite a bit.
But yeah, it was such a weird like conspiracy because it technically did happen not very long ago, and I've never heard of it.
Yeah.
But like the pictures, I'll have to show them up to show you guys. But the pictures were very interesting.
Yeah. I've heard like San Francisco was discovered where they actually have like buildings where there's glass that's underneath the dirt.
Glass underneath the dirt.
Like you have a skyscraper with the glass windows, you know?
Yeah, like a modern,
Going all the way up. Yeah.
like a modern skyscraper.
Yeah.
Okay.
And you have mud like over it.
Like from ancient times,
I have no clue when.
like maybe 1800s. For
This
the mud
was like a
flood?
big conspiracy type of a thing. Like I put very little stock into it, and then you bring that up.
Yeah, the mud
floods, which like San Francisco is a big place where mud would probably flow,
Yeah.
but
Well, and then I mean, back in the 1800s, like just New York City, for instance, was like covered in mud and manure and everything. That's why, like, you see, like Western times, the porches of everything is built up,
Yeah.
and that's because of all the junk from the street, basically.
oh,
And I don't know if that's just like I'm just thinking like the mud floods, for instance. Like over time, it's just like it fills the street and then they just build up. But a lot of these buildings they're old already. They were built in
Yeah.
the 1800s, and it's not like not like ancient civilizations, like, you know, how it's like, oh, they built on top of each other, like they look at side view. It's like from the same generation. It's just covered in mud by like 30 feet. It's weird.
But 30 feet, that's a lot of pressure. Like dirt on normal is probably about 90 to about 120, maybe heavy is about 150 pounds per square foot or something like that.
Yeah.
So every foot you go up, it's like 100 pounds.
Wow, so wouldn't
if
it
you're
crush
going up-
these buildings?
You would think.
Maybe engineering is a lie.
Maybe. Which just makes me a little skeptical of
Yeah.
all that, you know?
Which makes sense. Again, I think when the date is pushed out, it's easier to believe just because it's like, oh, well, I don't know. I guess it happened so
Yeah.
long ago. But I feel like we'd have so much more evidence for being only 200 years ago. But hey, do you remember what you had for breakfast last week? I don't.
I mean, that was a major thing that happened in my life, like a mud flood.
Right? Unless it was just a slow thing. There's no way it was that slow, though. I don't know.
I probably skipped lunch or breakfast.
Conspiracy Crypto Pirates is a new show that has really hit the interwebs, and it's going to be amazing, and I can't wait for you to join. So please like, subscribe, join all the social medias.